Hey everybody, welcome to 2020's last JPTV. We are your anchors. I'm Tori Johnston.
And I'm Rosie Ruffin. Monday night was Jackson Prep's annual Pisces pageant. The theme for this year was Silver Bells. We had many talented performers from the senior class, including Bradley Stafford, Tori Johnson, Alex Robertson, Lily Noble, Luke Reynolds, and William McHenry. We started the night by introducing our beauties and beaux. The beaux, of course, did their signature moves for every pose on stage. The beauties looked stunning in their dresses.
Our first set of awards given out was Most Artistic, Most School-Spirited, and Most Athletic. Hayden Mathis and Carly Gleason won Most Artistic, Cass Rutledge and Rosie Ruffin won Most School-Spirited, and Thaxton Birch and Olivia Sasser won Most Athletic. Our first round of class favorites was given to John Garraway, Ben Atkinson, Lily Flowers, Rebecca Burrow, Luke Ferguson, and Jane Gray Barber.
The next awards given were Most Charming, Friendliest, and Mr. and Miss Sophomore Class. Jack Baker and Dylan Freeman won Most Charming, Dax Murphy and Sarah Herring won Friendliest, and Maddox Snow and Anders Morgan won Mr. and Miss Sophomore Class. The next round of class favorites were Tanner Goff, Ruth Emmerich, Andrew Banks, Madeline Connerly, Hawthorne Cleveland, Dylan Harrigill, Drew Laird, and Bella Brumfield.
Next, Wittiest, Most Talented, Most Versatile were given out. Bradley Stafford and Tatum Henry won Most Talented, Victoria Cho and Ethan Aldridge won Wittiest, and Alex Robertson and Lauren Noe won Most Versatile. Our last set of class favorites was given to Kaylee Canoy, Eliza Mazzaferro, Camp Carter, Lily Noble, Hunter Yalverton, and Graham Speed.
Our final awards were Most Likely to Succeed, Most Intellectual, Mr. and Miss Junior Class, Mr. and Miss Senior Class, Most Handsome and Beautiful, and Mr. and Miss Jackson Prep. Mason Nichols and Liddy Hirsch won Most Likely to Succeed, Sylvia Ireland and Kimberly Blunt won Most Intellectual, Ben Footboy and Evelyn Thornton won Mr. and Miss Junior Class, Mills Murphy and Aubrey Scott Moak won Mr. and Miss Senior Class, Abby Mangum and Jeffrey Ince won Most Beautiful and Handsome, and John Henry and Tori Johnson won Mr. and Miss Jackson Prep. Poetry Out Loud is a national art educational program that encourages the study of great poetry by offering educational materials and a dynamic recitation competition for high school students across the country. The goal of Poetry Out Loud is to help students master public speaking skills, build self-confidence, and learn about literary history and contemporary life. It was created by National Empowerment for the Arts and Poetry Foundation in 2005. Poetry Out Loud is administered in partnership with the state's art agencies of all 50 states. The organization offers more than $100,000 in prizes each year. Since the start, the organization has grown to reach nearly 3.5 million students and 50,000 teachers from 10,000 schools across the country.
At Prep, every English student is given the opportunity to recite a poem in front of their class, and then will be given the choice of competing in the school-wide competition. There were 11 contestants in this year's Poetry Out Loud competition held on Tuesday, December 8th. The group consisted of 5 freshmen, 3 sophomores, 2 juniors, and 1 senior. Prep awards the top 3 contestants with prizes, and first place gets to advance to the regional competition. Third place was awarded to sophomore Edward Wilson, second place was awarded to junior Rachel Reagan, and senior Belgrace Wilkinson won first place for the second year in a row.
This past week, Prep hosted the annual district spelling bee, but it looked a little different this year. I interviewed Malika Lindsay to get the scoop.
She's been running them for the past 5 years, and she's just going to tell us a little bit more about them. How many schools participated, and how many people were there at the spelling bees?
Grades 4 through 8 were participated in spelling bees on District Spelling Bee Day, and we had 10 schools participate. So every school doesn't have every grade. Grades 4 through 8, like Prep, only has grades 6 through 8 that participated, but there were approximately 120 guests overall that visited campus that day.
Okay. How many Prep students did we have participate, and how far did they go in the competition?
We had Prep students from 3 grades participate, grades 6, 7, and 8, and 1 contestant, our 7th grade winner, is going to go on to the District B as the first and second place winner, and the district goes on to the statewide B.
Okay. What are the steps that Prep students have to take to be able to go and be a part of the district spelling bee?
Each student goes through a spelling bee in their classroom. So we have classroom level bees, and then each of those class winners sends a student to the grade level bee. The grade level B involves all of the winners across each of the classes, and that's grades 6, 7, and 8 here at Prep. And then we do grade level B for each class. And the winner of each of those Bs goes to the District B. So we had 3 participants make it to the District B this year.
Okay, thank you so much.
This past weekend, Mississippi Ballet put on their annual performance of the Nutcracker. One of our very own seniors, Kimberly Blunt, had one of the main roles in the performance. Here's the story.
So my mom put me in the class when I was in preschool, and I did it just, for fun as an after-school activity. But then all throughout, junior high and high school, I started doing it more and more and kind of, developing my skills and my talents. I've been in the Nutcracker since I was about 7 or 8 years old, and this was my last time to be in it as a senior. I don't know if I see myself, doing it as my career, but it's definitely something that's been such a major part of my life that I don't want to give it up. So even if it's just for fun, I would just say, try it. I mean, it puts you out of your comfort zone. It's great exercise. It's very artistic. It's very athletic. We have regular classes Monday through Thursday and sometimes on Saturdays for about 2 hours. And then we have rehearsals on top of that. So really you're looking at, up to 3 hours, for 5 days in a week. But this year was obviously very different with the whole pandemic situation. We only did half of the entire show, but it was still amazing, to be able to be on stage at all and in the pretty costumes with all the lights and have the opportunity to perform in front of an audience, during everything that's been going on. So that I'm so thankful for that.
We'll be right back with sports after this short break.
Discover your voice.
Discover your creativity.
Discover your opportunity.
And your dream.
Discover your vision.
Your vibe.
Your passion. And your moment to shine.
Join Applause this school year as the Fine Arts program at Jackson Prep leaves a lifelong impression on students' hearts and minds. We would love to grow this legacy with your support and dedication. Join Applause today.
Have you ever wondered where Prep Patriots get their gear? Well, we have the solution, the Prep Patriot Shop. There are many options ranging from t-shirts, sweatshirts, socks, and even fun accessories. They also have hand sanitizer and face masks to keep everyone safe from COVID. The Prep Patriot Shop, open Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and on Fridays at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and at home football game nights at 5:30 to 7. Hope to see you soon, and go Prep!
Last Friday, Jackson Prep hosted the annual MAIS All-Star Game. Our very own Thaxton Birch, Riley Maddox, Braden Mabry, Jeffrey Ince, and myself were selected to participate in the All-Star Game. The game was split into a white team and a blue team. Thaxton and Braden were on the blue team. Riley, Jeffrey, and myself were on the white team. Also, Mary Litson and Victoria Now were recognized for being MAIS All-Star cheerleaders. Mary and Victoria competed in solo competitions as well as group competitions. Looking at the rosters, you would have thought the white team would have dominated the blue. Yes, that was not the case. The blue team started strong in the first half, going up 21-7 on the white. Thaxton Birch was on the island most of the game. He was one-on-one with Ole Miss commit receiver Brandon Buckhalter. Thaxton had 4 pass breakups and a number of tackles. Braden Mabry was just being Braden Mabry. Braden was first on his team with 9 tackles. After halftime, the white team started to flip the switch. Riley Maddox started to light the blue team's secondary up, completing 5 out of 8 passes. 2 of his passes were to myself for 30 yards. Jeffrey had an outstanding game as well, playing safety. Jeffrey had his side of the field locked down, not letting anything get past him. I had 4 carries for 12 yards, averaging 3 yards per carry. Also had a lot of fun with Brandon Buckhalter taunting Thaxton Birch getting mossed on. Even Riley did a little weird celebration at the end. The white team comes back and wins the game 28-21. Congratulations to our all-stars and cheerleaders. Also, yesterday was signing day for some of our very own baseball players and 1 volleyball player. Our baseball players include Riley Maddox, Kelly Crumpton, and Mason Nichols signing with Ole Miss. Jeffrey Ince signed with Mississippi State, and Thaxton Birch signed with Louisiana Tech. Our volleyball player is Julia Summerall, who signed with Mississippi College. Here's Peter with Peter's Points.
What's back? That's Pete's Points for the week. After the craziest year of sports, with Oregon State beating a then number 13 Oregon, Coastal Carolina beating a then number 13 BYU, and LSU losing to Alabama 55-17 after winning the national championship last year, I think it's fair to say this has been a year that no one was expecting. But let's talk about rankings. Ohio State has only played 5 games this season, and yet they're still eligible for the college football playoffs. And I compare that to teams who have played a full season this year. Who's ever in charge of the rankings needs to reevaluate how the rankings work this year, because, look, it is not working out, and I don't think it should be working that way. And while we're on this track, why are they always so high in the rankings? I'll tell you why. Because they always play an easy schedule. I'd like to see how long they last in the SEC. Not very long. But one sport that we haven't seen in a while is hockey. The NHL just announced that they will return back January 13th, 2021. The game was supposed to be played between the Blues and the Wild, but due to COVID reasons, the game will not be happening, so we still don't know who's going to be playing. Now, moving on to more recent news, it was just announced Monday that Logan Paul will be fighting Floyd Mayweather February 20th. Mayweather is a well-renowned boxer with an undefeated record of 50-0, while Paul, on the other hand, is a famous YouTuber known for his controversial video filmed in a Japanese forest. Logan Paul has had one professional boxing match with another YouTuber, KSI, in which he lost. Logan Paul's brother Jake Paul, on the other hand, just won in the professional boxing scene against a retired basketball player, Nate Robinson, where Nate was knocked out by a blow from Jake in the second round. Jake Paul has called out other big names in the boxing scene, like Conor McGregor and Bryce Hall, saying he'd like to take them on in a fight. Evander Kane called out Jake Paul, saying in a tweet, "Yo, Jake, I'd wreck you. Easy to beat up a guy with no experience who's much smaller than you." August 13th, 2021, Vegas. We can see if you're really about the action. Your move. If one thing's for sure, the 6'2", 210 left wing for the San Jose Sharks ain't messing around. Well, folks, that's all for Pete's Points this week, and we'll see you back next time.
Homecoming is finally happening next Friday after our final exam. Many students do not know what the dance is going to be about, and some students would rather not even go. Blake went around and talked to the students about what they think about this year's homecoming.
So what do you think about homecoming this year?
COVID. It's kind of bad. That's it. It should be very safe due to the laws Coca has in place. He's a great head of school for us. He keeps us safe 100% of the time.
What do you think about homecoming this year?
I'm not going.
What do you think about homecoming this year?
We're having homecoming?
What do you think about homecoming this year?
I didn't even know we were having homecoming.
Are you going to go?
I gotta find a date. My girlfriend broke up with me last night.
What do you think of homecoming this year?
I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait.
Are you going?
Yes.
What do you think of homecoming this year?
See, I really don't think it's going to be that much fun because of COVID, and, there's...
What do you think about homecoming this year?
Isn't it casual this year? I'm glad it's casual, so I don't have to look for a dress.
We'll be right back after this commercial.
Jackson Prep. It's a
Place for artists.
a place for scholars.
A place for athletes.
An all-around amazing place.
To be who you are and all that you aspire to be.
Discover your Jackson Prep possibility.
Join us for a tour.
As I'm sure you know, exams are coming up very soon. If you are not in dual enrollment or have scheduled another time, exams will begin Wednesday morning next week. The English exam is at 8:10 and math is at 1:30 p.m. On Thursday, history is at 8:10 a.m. and language is at 1:30 p.m. The final exam is science on Friday at 8:10 a.m. Homecoming is Friday night from 9 to 11 p.m. to celebrate the end of the semester and 2020 as a school. Because of exams, students have more stress added to their daily lives. Teachers are also trying to finish teaching their last lessons and tests, so this week has been full of tests for most students. Dual enrollment students took their exams this week to be used in their grades as well as for college credits. It is safe to say that teachers and students are working very hard to finish out the semester on a high note.
Christmas time is here. The most popular Christmas gifts this year are an Athleta mask, PS5, Xbox X, ring lights, MacBook Pros, and new vehicles. The holidays may be celebrated differently this year, but to get students excited, we have decided to compare prep students' top Christmas gifts with our research. Kamaya talked to a couple of students about what they want for Christmas this year.
Coach Mack, what do you want for Christmas?
I want lots of basketball games that are not canceled due to COVID.
So what do y'all want for Christmas?
A golden retriever puppy.
A new car.
So what do you want for Christmas?
I have everything I need.
So what do you want for Christmas?
I just want money.
Yeah. So what do y'all want for Christmas?
Probably like gift cards, a PS5.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this week's edition of JPTV. Make sure to follow our Instagram at JP Broadcast Media and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We'll see you next time.